Like, how do you find that part of, you're recently married, you've got your cat, I'm sure you're thinking about other things, and you're like building a home, and you seem to have this great relationship. How do you find that pressure then of traveling away and doing these things? Because it must draw on you.
The approach that we've kind of taken, and we'll see how it goes. This Florida trip is about a month long, and it's kind of the initial test for us, which is, I was gone for about 2 weeks. I'm back for a week, and we'll go back together. So we're only apart for about 2 weeks of this, 5 week run. Um, the challenge will be this summer when I'm further away and for a longer period of time. But even in that situation, what we've tried to do is organize that every 2 weeks or so, one of us is flying to go see the other. Whether
Okay.
it's I'm flying back to Boston, she's flying out to wherever I am, just to make sure that we're still in touch. We're still, communicating. And we've set kind of on top of that, we've set organized times where, like, every Saturday night as I'm heading home from the fair, I call her, so that she and I can kind of just talk, check in on the day. She can hear about how it went. And then we'll check in, do a larger check in during the week. But it's kind of a like, hey, let's make sure that even when I'm working and when I'm performing, we're still communicating. We're still asking, hey, how was your day? Stuff
I
like
love
that.
I love that because I see a lot of people kind of going, we fell apart while I was living, I was doing like
Yeah.
offshore, 3 weeks on, 3 weeks over, and a lot of people
Hmm.
struggle with that. It's fine when you're together, but suddenly the distance creates these worries, and you guys just seem to have this great relationship no matter what, and it's always like the in jokes, and because like you're traveling the world, and I'm sure girls are throwing themselves at you, guys are wanting to be and you just seem to have this great relationship. And I was so keen to talk to you about those things. Like, you have an amazing relationship with, how do you say it? Is it Sir Crease, your partner in crime?
Cess Carney.
Sis Carney. I don't know where it's
Yeah.
getting Crease from. My brain's not working at the moment,
No, it's all good.
but where, like, what's that taught you about friendship? About him putting himself in a position to be the sidekick to do all these potentially dangerous like activities. What's it taught you about sort of friendship and working together?
Cess is a dream partner in so many ways, which is he is pretty much down to do whatever it needs to be done, in any circumstance. And he's also, he knows kind of what we are trying to do together, which, when we first started working together, he hadn't done a whole lot of improv, so sometimes it was hard working with him. And there was this point, after a couple of years, where suddenly I was like, you're really fun to work with. Your improv has gotten really good. And now it's at a point where he and I have worked together so many years that we can kind of almost do stuff without the other person, like we can almost communicate with our eyes what we want to accomplish,
Yeah.
without telling the audience. And it's this great feeling. Um, Going back to my wife for a second, what I found with her, the approach that we have tried to take, is making sure that it's a partnership in all things. Um, she films and edits my show, so she knows, what should be done for the most part with film editing, video editing. I generally do not tell her what to do there or what edits to
Brave
make.
man, brave man. Never tell a woman
Well,
what to do.
yeah,